All right, y'all. What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to y'all's favorite WMMA podcast. Hashtag CB99 Talks. And of course, I'm live. It's episode 143. What's going on, y'all? We here. I had to push it back just a little bit, taking care of business. But yeah, what's up, y'all? Happy New Year. We are we are down to hours now. We are down to hours for 2023 to be up. Man, it's been a crazy year, man. Mm. It's been one of them years, man, where you just be like, you know what? I'm not even the type to say I want to go to the next year because everything carries over in the next year. You know what I mean? Like for the most part, you know what I mean? Like it don't go away. You know, things don't just change when you go into January 1st, right? And I'm not trying to sound negative. I'm just saying like that's just how it is. Like you just have to really continue to be consistent with whatever it is you're doing. That's just how it is. Like with life, you just have to be consistent and stay um improving and changing however you want to do. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, really. But I mean, if you like doing your resolutions, your New Year's resolutions, and all of that type of stuff, that's fine too. I mean, hey, people do that, right? People still do that. But me, I'm the type to just keep it going and say, I got to keep moving. But I can't help but say, man, 2023 has been one of the most insane years that I experienced in a while. I mean, yeah, death, sickness, it's a part of life. I'm, just being real as somebody who's talking the fight game. We talk about the fighters and their personal problems and their L's. We're gonna talk about taking L's in life too, getting knocked down and coming back. That's what this whole thing is about. The fight game ain't nothing pretty because life ain't pretty, right? So yeah, that's just what it is, man. Real MVP. I'm gonna look at this real quick because he said this felt like a bad year for WMMA. I don't think so. I really don't think it felt like a bad year for MMA. What about y'all? Like, I enjoyed it for the most part. You know, I know I had other stuff going on, stressful stuff, and it was good to come to WMA and just boxing and sports in general. But overall, I think WMA had a pretty good year. It was a pretty consistent year. I mean, we had cancellations and things like that, but that's a normal. But I think we had a pretty good year. It's a pretty good year. It was I mean, we had a changing of the champs, we had some retirements, but overall we had some good fights on all levels to me. I mean, to me, let me know what you felt wasn't a good real MVP. I mean, yeah, let me know what you like. I don't want to go in and argue with you about it. I'm just saying, like, I disagree, but let me know how you felt as far as what didn't stand out to you or what made it a lackluster year for you. Because I thought, man, I thought from January up until December, we had some pretty good matches. We had a decent summer too. Pretty decent summer. Everybody seemed pretty active for the most part, but yeah, seemed pretty good. Appreciate that, Lolita. Oh man, thanks for the 20 spot. Thank you, Lolita. Always appreciate you. Definitely. She said, "Happy New Year, combo. Thanks for your channel and all the chats." Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Even with all this craziness going on in life, I still love to come through and do this. You know, even with all the craziness going on, and y'all still be here. Y'all still be here. So I appreciate y'all. I wanted to read this though. Easy said I parked my car in the garage so it wouldn't get shot tonight. Hey, as long as you indoors and you don't get shot, that's all I care about. Easy. That's all I care about. Brian, what's going on? Uh, what's going on, y'all? I just had to read that one because hey, that's what it's all about. Easy. As long as you don't get shot, that's all I care about. Yeah, transitional year for WMMA. Friend, what's up? What's going on? Um, Colostrum said, "What was the worst WMMA beatdown of 2023?" Hey, we going into that. I got it broken down. We're gonna talk about it. I got several, but we're gonna rate which we think was the worst beating or the most dominant. Because to me, there's There's bad beatings, like straight up beat downs, where you straight up messed up. And then there's maulings, you know what I mean? Then there's like straight mauling, where you're not necessarily like taking a lot of damage, but you just are getting owned in there. But I'm gonna go through some stuff. I'm gonna go through some. Easy said I watched that Medusa 5 women's combat jujitsu. It was pretty good. I need to go back and look at that. I need to go back and look for sure. Yeah, yeah. So let's jump into it, man. You know, this is another year for WMMA done, and I know there was some cards as far as fights that didn't really spark interest in some of y'all. Like that last fight. What was it? Stephanie Edgar. What was her name? Stephanie Edgar or Luana Santos. I know that wasn't really a good fight, but that's how it is sometimes. There's bad fights and there's good fights. To me, overall, from the year, the beginning of the year to the end of the year, I think we had some decent fights. So what I want to do today is just kind of go through some different categories. I'm gonna do it different than this year because I think there was a lot of fights. There was a lot of good fights here. As far as like, finishes and KOs, I just want to kind of remind y'all about, if y'all forgot that it was this year, because sometimes I forget that a fight took place this year. I'm like, oh yeah, that was this year, So I want to go through these fights that I thought were pretty good, and I'm going to start with, since Colostrum brought it up, my first category is muggings or one-sided beatings of the year. All right, that's the first category. I literally got it right in front of my face in my notes. I got some notes today. I ain't completely freestyling, but I had to do some notes today because, like I said, been busy and I had to keep a track of what I want to do sometime nowadays. Yeah, the first category we're going to talk about is muggings of the year or one-sided beatings of the year. And I got like 5-6 fights in each of these categories, so that's the first one. Then we'll do submission finishes of the year. All right, submission finishes of the year. Some of the submissions that stood out to me. KO finishes, like knockouts, TKOs, and so on. I got a number of those this year that, stood out. And it didn't necessarily got to be like high quality knockouts, just knockouts that were highlight reel worthy. And then, fights that were good, fights that were just satisfying, fights that paid off. I want to talk about those. I got a comeback of the year I want to recognize. A dog of the year. Got to go with a dog of the year because, we be looking for dogs in this sport, right? And who to look out for. Who to look out for next year on all levels. Who to look out for. I'm going to tell y'all who I think y'all need to be looking out for. All right. Let's do fighter of the year. Everybody does fighter of the year, but, let's do fighter of the year. I see a lot of, media outlets and channels already putting up their fighter of the year. I need to do it because we're only down to 3.5 hours before midnight here. Fights I want to see in 2024. That's what I'm gonna wrap it up with. Fights I want to see in 2024. Okay. All right. Real quick, let me see what y'all said. I saw a comment. JP, what's up? Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. He said, Combo, who do you think is the best grappler currently in WMMA? Dang, the best grappler. Who? The best grappler. Across the board? Dang, that is tough. Best grappler. I gotta think for a second there. That's a good question. Let me think on that because I'm trying to think, like, if you mean like just across WMMA, I have to think about that for a second. Just for a second. I had to switch gears on that. I'm gonna have to hold that one. Real MVP. What did you say again? I wanted to go back up here. You had answered the question. He said I should say WMA has got more top heavy. He said I feel like the lower tier fighters are worse, but the higher tier are better. Oh, that makes sense. I know what you mean. Yeah, because there was a time I used to cover a lot of lower tier fighters over here, which I still do, but some of them haven't really stood out. I used to do a lot of videos on like some of the on ranks and LFAs, even like some of the strawweights. I haven't really covered them like that because I haven't felt like some of them have been worthy enough. Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, definitely like, yeah, when you're talking high tier, I can't complain about that. But yeah, low tier, you would think some of them would stand out. But yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Best grappler across the whole of WMMA. Well, let me start with the UFC, because that's supposed to be the best fighters, right? Let me see. Whose grappling is really effective? Mm. Yeah, Aaron is pretty good though. Yeah, Aaron has been pretty good as far as like just not even just like submission wins, but how far she's got off of it. But who would I tell you who I thought could have been at one point, like 2 or 3 years ago, like Dern, but no, she ain't. Let me see. Let me look at some resumes before we get started. Hmm. Myrna Jandarova's pretty good, but still, I wouldn't say like as a whole WMMA. Kareem Silva, yeah, Kareem Silva's good. Yeah, you can't argue the 100% finishing rate, man. You really can't. I would say either like, because I'm looking at 135 too. Can't say Misha Tate's like that. No, not anymore. Even like Ketlin Berry at one day, you could have said it was pretty good, but Aaron and Corinne, yeah, Aaron and Corinne Silva, I'd say they represented pretty well. Best wrestler, I would definitely say, is like Tatiana Suarez right now. Yeah, Sing know me. He know I'm holding off on that. Ernest Richardson, what's going on, man? But I'm really gonna hold off now because I'm gonna jump into this. I'm changing subject now. Y'all ain't gonna distract me. All right, so let's look here. Muggings of the year are just like one-sided beatings. All right, first one I'm gonna say is Natalia Silva and Andrea Lee. This was entertaining. This was a clear 30-27. It was one-sided, like a one-sided beating, because you can see the damage that Natalia Silva put on Andrea Lee. Like a complete mugging, I won't say like it's a complete mugging because I think that Natalia Silva kind of let her off the hook in the last round. I think she did. She could have finished her even in the first round to me. Like she could have finished in the first round, but she dominated it. The second round, she pretty much controlled Andrea Lee, but Andrea Lee kind of got back into the fight towards the end of it. And then in the third round, she kind of let her off to me. I don't know why. Like I don't think Andrea Lee hurt her anything or showed anything, but yeah, Real MVP said it wasn't really like a beatdown. I thought it was a one-sided performance though. Like it's not mugging, it's more one-sided. He said she coasted too much. Yeah, she coasted a little bit in that third round. That's why I say between mugging and one-sided, I'll say it was one-sided because she did win every round. But it wasn't as dominant as it should have been. Like it could have been a stoppage. It could have been a stoppage to me. It should have been. Going by what Natalia Silva's capable of and what we've seen her do in the past. This one-sided beating right here, man. This was another one-sided one this past summer, man. I don't know about y'all, but I gave Irene a little bit of a chance. I had it 70-30. Well, let me see. 70-30. Did I push it up to 70-30? I kind of pushed it up to a 70-30 for Irene. Irene Aldana. Irene Aldana. We're going with the official name now. I gave her more of a chance in this one because I was looking at what Alexa Grasso was doing, and I figured that some of that was going to run off on Irene, but it just didn't, She went in here and kind of got, she kind of got caught in that same mind frame as like Megan Anderson, but unlike Megan, she didn't get stopped like that. She didn't get stopped in that fashion, Yeah, she froze up easy. That's what she kind of froze up in this fight. And I think if she didn't, and had that mindset to go in there and kill, maybe she would have been more of a competitive fight for Amanda Nunes, but man, she made Amanda look great as far as like her overall striking. She just made her look great as far as overall striking, and Amanda just took it on home in this fight. Defended that belt one last time, beat this girl up, and said, "Yo, I'm done." She laid them things down in the cage and said, "We done." Upset everybody, especially Juliana Pena. But yeah, this was like another. It's kind of a mixture. It's one-sided beating, one-sided performance, but Irina, she had like maybe one good round. Oh yeah, Happy New Year, Robot Chicken. I saw that earlier in 6. But other than that, she had nothing to offer. So just one of them fights where you just see somebody go in there and get dominated. Yeah, this one here, man, back in March. So I think we all agree, man, this is a mugging, man. This is Jessica Andrade starting the year off right. Make sure y'all hit the like button, if y'all want to have a good 2024 as well. Yeah, man. Andrade and Lauren Murphy. This was Andrade kicking the year off right, man. Back in March. Was it March? It was March of 2023, of course. I mean, 2023, but yeah, was it March? Yeah. And she kicked the year off right, man. She kicked it off right with this savage beating she put on Lauren Murphy, man. And no, January. It was January. It was the very beginning of the year. That's right, not March. I keep thinking all the good fights happened in March. No, it was January. She kicked the year off right, man. And, Andrade looked like that part. She looked like that part. Yeah, I already got that, y'all. Thanks. I already corrected it. January. She looked like the part, man. Like, I was like, this girl is looking like she belongs at flyweight, but somewhere along the lines, what she was dealing with behind the scenes kind of, messed up things for her, I guess. And she just started taking fights on short notice. She did end the year nicely. She ended the year nicely, but yeah, this fight here kicked it off right. I mean, this was a bad beating, though. I mean, the way she was tearing into Lauren Murphy's leg and like landing these punches, she actually made Andrade look like a really good boxer. The way she was putting these combinations down on her, she was really whooping her, putting this work in. And yeah, that's how you want to kick the year off right. You beat the top 10 flyweight and makes it look like you're about to get back into the mix. Like, hey, was she going to get a title shot again? We don't know. But like I said, things just kind of went downhill, man, and started racking them up. Yeah, real MVP. She went 2-3 this year. Nice beginning and a nice end, but that middle part, we ain't gonna forget that. We are not gonna forget that. So yeah, Andrade pummeled Murphy, and we can't forget this one here. This was in May. I remember this because this was like during my birthday weekend, and we got Kenzie Dern hooked me up with a nice birthday present right here. Not saying I don't like Angela Hill. I'm just saying like she hooked me up with a good fight. Something we ain't seen her do in a while, as far as like really, really go in there and own it, especially with this groundwork. But yeah, Angela Hill pounding the crap out of Mackenzie Dern pounding the crap out of Angela Hill, man. Definitely had to put this on the list, man. Definitely had to put this on the list. Yeah. See, Marcus, you forgot Andrade won that fight. Yeah, because it's been so long, and like her last few performances just really almost erased it. You know what I mean? Like it really did. Yeah, really. She destroyed Hill, and I gave Hill kind of a chance in this fight too because I saw what Hill did to Loopy. But man, like much like Andrade, Mackenzie Dern was dealing with like the divorce situation, and hers channeled in a better way. Because unlike Andrade, she didn't lose. I mean, she came in there with that mentality to whoop somebody's tail. And Angela Hill got owned in this fight. But shout out to Angela Hill for withstanding the beatdown and not submitting, not tapping, not getting stopped. She took a hell of a beating in this fight. I mean, Angela Hill's face really looked distorted in this fight. She was getting tore up. So Mackenzie Dern, it made it Mackenzie Dern look a little bit better than she is because when she was able to physically get her hands on Hill, she could just lay on her like this, kind of twist her up, pound on her, and it kind of made us think that okay, maybe she's a little bit more improved, but it really just came down to her mindset and the person she was facing. She was much stronger, better, just all around better that particular night. But yeah, it was a good fight though. Good fight, Angela Hill. She ain't she ain't discouraged. She came right back, got her a win this year too against Denise Gomes. Yeah, this type of fight is usually career altering, but yeah, shout out to Hill, man. She's just like that tough, man. She came right back into the winner's circle. She said, "You win some, you lose some." I mean, Angela Hill's like the perfect example of that phrase. Win some, lose some. You never stop, never stop. All right. And I got to put this on here. This is like number one. That's why I put it on here last, man. I got to put this on here. Poor Lemos, man. I was rocking with Lemos too. I thought Lemos was going to do something big in this fight, man. But y'all know this got to be up here. I mean, Zhang Weili and Amanda Lemos' first title defense for Zhang Weili, and she made it look like taking candy from a baby. I mean, taking candy from a whole nursery, man. She went up in there and got it every round. I won't say got it done, but yeah, in a way she got it done, but she ain't finished Lemos. I mean, she just showed every level of her in this fight. Very, very dominant performance. Easy, we gonna hold off on it. It's on here now. It ain't on this list, but it's coming up. Hold your horses on that one. Easy. We gonna get on that one. We're gonna get on that one because since it was a finish, I'm gonna put that in a special category. But it was nasty. It was nasty too. Best fight of the year for you? Okay. Yeah, this fight here, man, like I expected Lemos to be turned up, turned on, and ready for whatever. But man, she was not prepared for that ground here, man. Like she was not prepared for that strength. And this is a girl I gave a lot of credit for her jiu-jitsu too, man. Like Lemos, man, her jiu-jitsu is solid, but again, I've said this in the past about many fighters. Like your jiu-jitsu is only as good as how well you can handle like a very, very strong wrestler. I mean, the proof is there. Jillian Robertson couldn't handle Tyler Santos like that. She couldn't handle Miranda Maverick like that. Then when Miranda fought Erin Blanchfield, Erin was a much stronger fighter on the ground than Miranda. Of course, Miranda was able to defend submissions, but she couldn't handle that physical strength of Erin and, just that overall combination of both, So same thing kind of happened here in this fight, except worse. I mean, Weili, yeah, runner, she drowned her, man. She took her down. She couldn't get any type of submission. Like she tried for that guillotine at one point, but Weili was just too strong and just too explosive in this fight. So, yeah, she just owned it. Did a little bit of everything. Switched gears. Landed a lot of ground strikes. I believe at one point it was so like one-sided. It was like 60 ground strikes to 0 in like the first or second round. Let me look at those stats again, though, man. Like one-sided fight. Weili outlanded Lemos 288 strikes to 21, 6 takedowns to 0, scored a knockdown, and had 14 minutes and 52 seconds of control time. So that's basically like 3 rounds, like it says here. That's 3 rounds. Yeah, Saint says Zhang got too many layers to her game. And I mean, she showed her every layer of the onion, man. She had her crying like that. She said, meet this layer, and this layer. She didn't even have to make adjustments really in this fight. Like I think if Weili wanted to, she probably could have outstruck her. Or if she just wanted to do pure wrestling, she could have just out-wrestled her. But the confusion of it all just kind of mentally broke Lemos in that fight to the point round 3 and 4, she kind of knew this wasn't going to be her night. So sometimes showing them different layers like that are good ways to kind of break your opponent. Even if you don't stop them, she did a good job of breaking her opponent in this fight. But yeah, you hear that, man? Look, She basically controlled her on the ground for 3 full rounds, y'all. 3 full rounds of ground control. 288 strikes, 6 takedowns, a knockdown. And here I thought Lane was going to score the knockdown. But Weili took her best punch and then dropped her in the fifth round, right? So yeah, man. Again, I still rock with Lemos. I think she just has to go back, work, take down defense, work on her rhythm. Don't be so heavy-handed. Yeah, but good first title defense for Weili. I know everybody was antsy about seeing the fight, and I knew it was going to happen because they were going to push that one. But yeah, good performance by Weili. Just want to see her make her return though pretty soon here. Okay, let's look at submissions. Y'all want to look at submissions? Here's some memorable submissions for me. Like I said, some of these fights I don't know if y'all caught, but some of them I was catching on Bellator. Of course, UFC. Y'all catch the UFC ones because I call them too over here. But some of these Bellator ones, I was just watching on the weekend and I had to go back and look. And I had to give them some credit because some of these girls are really setting them up. But this first one I enjoyed was this girl, Mackenzie Stiller. She was taking on Maria Henderson. Who is Maria Henderson married to? She's married to the one other fighter, right? What is his name? Help me out in the comment section. But y'all know. Maria Henderson and Mackenzie Stiller. I thought this was a pretty good submission win. Like on the prelims. She went in there, handled her business. Good little aggressive fighter that's on to come up. Let me look at her stats here. This is another little Mackenzie that goes in with submissions. But I'm thinking, she's only like 2-0, but she's got an interesting style about her. She's only like 24. She's still growing. I enjoy her fights. What I've seen so far from Bellator. I caught a few of her amateur fights, but yeah, she's I believe she submitted everybody in her amateur fights, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Dan Henderson. Okay. Yeah. But I like this girl, Mackenzie Still. That's why I had to put the spotlight on her because that was a good submission win I caught and just how she set up the arm bar. But this is another one too. I want to bring up Jenna Bishop, man. Like this girl right here, Jenna Bishop, man, for Bellator, she's a little monster. Like she's a good pressure fighter, undefeated, but she's like 35, 37 though. So I don't know if she would ever make that transition to the UFC at this point. But for what she's doing, 6-0, how she's improving, she could make it to the flyweight champ there in Bellator. Times, depending on how things work, time's not on her side, as far as just looking, she's 37, but we'll see. But yeah, you remember this one, Alara Yawani, right? When she submitted Alara Yawani, they were throwing down too. Like Jenna Bishop, grappler, but she was throwing some pretty good hands. She was throwing some pretty good hands on this on Alara Yawani. Yawani liked to bang too. She liked to bang. But she caught some heavy blows back from Jenna Bishop, and she set her up and took her out. Okay? So, yeah, I had to give her some credit on this one. This was a good fight. It was a good little submission win. Y'all check that one out in Bellator if y'all missed it. Oh, yeah, I got to mention this one, too. Hold on. Where is it? Wait a minute. Here we go. Yasmin Lucindo and Poliana Viana. This was a good one. Happy New Year, Paul. What's going on? What's up? We're just doing a year-end show. Kind of going back and looking at some different fights and highlights. We're on the submission category right now. Yeah, this was a good one, though. Yasmin Lucindo and Poliana Viana. I think some people pick, for good reason, if you pick Poliana Viana, you feel like she had the knockout power to hurt her. But to me, I think, the way Yasmin Lucindo's been making improvements in her game, she's been showing like she been showing this different level, man. Like Yasmin Lucindo, I'm gonna say it again. This girl been fighting since she was like 15 years old. She been professional since she was like, a young teenager. 2017 was her pro debut, and she was born in what 2002. That girl been fighting since she was 15 years old, y'all. Knocked the first fight, first 3 fights. She scored knockouts at 15 years old. So yeah, this girl got some real killer in her. Yasmin Lucindo. So to me, where she's at now, she's kind of already in a realm of her own where, she's not going to over respect you. She's not really going to be starstruck. I think Yasmin Lucindo's got the understandings of what she needs to do to be dominant, and how I'd say how you approach certain fighters, like how you approach them. You don't show too much respect. You don't show them too much respect, get starstruck in there. She takes her approach, and the way she handled Poliana Viana in this one, got the triangle choke, I was impressed. In that other win she had over Brogan Sanchez, but this one here, man, the way she got Poliana down like this, she switched from striking, to a ground game in this fight. Very impressive. Very impressive. So I would like to see her fight somebody like Karolina Kowalkiewicz next. Now, Angela Hill, I don't know, because we all know Angela Hill's got that. She still got that dog in her, and she's still like schooling these youngsters. But I think if she was able to finish Angela Hill or Karolina, we can see where she's really at. Really, MVP said Yasmin, especially honest. I think she goes farther than Haurigi at this point. I think so too, man. I think that's how it goes sometime. Like, I still like Yasmin Haurigi, but I think what I've been seeing from the performances of Yasmin, you see the improvements. You literally see some good improvements from her. Yeah, it was a good fight. Yeah, it was a good fight. That was a good submission. I gotta put this up here, y'all. Y'all didn't think I was gonna put this one up? Oh, okay. Lolita, who was that mentioned? I didn't put Stoyarenko and Meatball up there because to me that was kind of a given. I didn't put Stoyarenko, I didn't put Stoyarenko and Meatball up there. I mean, it was brutal, but I didn't put it up there. Efren said we'll be talking about Lucinda for a while. Yeah, she's a vicious little thing too, man. She's vicious. Still young, still growing. All right. Y'all know I got to put this up here. Karine Silva submitting the crap out of Marina Moreau in one round. All right. Y'all know I had to put this up here for good reason. Look, this was the get back. This was like the breakout year for Karine Silva. She came in, showed you, look, I am not the same Karine. All right. I am not the same Karine Marina Moreau. That's what she said. And she said it with them hands, and she said it with this choke. So definitely had to put this one on here. I mean, the fight first started off like I thought it was going to be competitive. I thought it was going to have these competitive moments in it. But with the way Karine Silva started connecting on Marina Moreau, I said, whoa. I was like, she actually putting hands on her first. And then when she put her down one time, I said, oh man, this fight about to get crazy. But when it got to the ground, I said, okay, let's see how good Marina Moreau's grappling evolved since then. But man, like Karine Silva, next level. Like everything she looks for on the ground, it's always, she's never really pushing it too. Like when she gets these submissions, man, like she's really going in there and finding that open. She's always finding it. It's like it's almost like effortless with her. And how she got Marina Moreau in this guillotine. And the thing that made it even a little bit more crushing was it was 4 minutes and 59 seconds into the round. Yep. She had 1 second left. She had 1 second left. Marina Monroe had 1 second left. If she would have held on for 1 more second, that's how brutal this girl's choke is. That's how brutal this girl's choke is, man. Like Karine Silva don't be playing, man. This girl got her in. That was it. That was it. So yeah, good first round finish. Definitely a good first round finish for Karine Silva. I enjoyed this one. That was a good one. All right. And I had to put I also got to mention too Lipsky and O'Neal. That was a good one. Yeah, Lipsky O'Neal, that was another good submission win. Lipsky O'Neal. Lipsky came with some came with that same well-rounded game. I mean, I thought she was going to knock Casey O'Neal out with the punches she was landing, but she was able to get the fight to the ground. She wasn't afraid to be on the ground, didn't feel that pressure, and she finished Casey O'Neal with a good armbar, So, yeah, it was another good finish. Some of these girls out here, like I said, they're well-rounded game. Karine Silva, Lipsky, they're really starting to show up and show out now. So a lot of these champions and former contenders better be careful. Better be careful. And I think, the most craziest submission was this one. I mean, the biggest submission of the year, right? This got to be the biggest submission. I mean, we're talking about long-time reigning champ, 7 title defenses, the favorite, right? We talking about the favorite in the fight getting submitted like this. That's got to be the craziest submission, man. This is the craziest submission. Grasso submitting Valentina. Oh yeah. In the 4th, right? Yep. Dang. Wow. It's still crazy when you think about it, man. Just like how easy she was able to do it. In that moment. The fight, like I said, was competitive, but you could see Grasso was really starting to strike a nerve with Valentina. But when she showed that little game plan and that drill that they were going for, man, I was like, yo, they did it, man. I was like, it was like they knew Valentina. And that's what I said. They knew her, man. Like they studied her. And you got to do that, man. You got to study the fighter, man. You got to study her, man. Like you got to stalk her, man. You got to look at every move. And they said this is going to work perfect whenever Valentina goes for one of these special effects. If she goes too crazy, thinking she can finish you, man, just take it back to basics. And they did, man. They let Valentina spin, and it was on her neck, man. So, good on Grasso in this situation. What's going on, TJ? Happy holidays. Yeah, Happy New Year. Hope your Christmas was good. She said it was heartbreaking. Yeah, it was crazy, man. That was a crazy finish. You still rock with Valentina, of course. Yeah. Stick with your fighter. Stick with your fighter. Not everybody wins. Not everybody wins. You got to stick with them even when they get down. I mean, still like Errol Spence. Same with him. I like Errol. I mean, he just suffered a bad beating, but same with Valentina in this situation. I mean, Valentina, she just, she was figured out that night. She was compromised, man. Grasso, they penetrated that defense, man. They knew how to home in on her, and they broke that wall, took her out, man. But second fight, draw, good fight, but wasn't satisfying as this one, even just as a fight period. But Grasso, to me, still has to show us something in this third fight coming up again. Show us that you can do it again or something. So you make it one-sided, Yeah, I'm waiting on the trilogy too, Tay. Robot Chicken said Grasso to get rocked and do a backflip. Who owned who? Renan Reed said, yeah, Errol and Weili always rock with it. Yeah, you got to rock with the fighters even when they lose. Even when they lose, I mean, it happens. It happens. If we disregarded everybody that lost even in life, I mean, dang, we'd be throwing people away, right? Easy say I'm not afraid to say I've always disliked Valentina, never been a fan. I respect her, but I don't like her. Hey, that's all right. I mean, hey, that's how I be with some fighters. I not really a fan of them, but there's fighters I do respect. Fighters I do respect as far as being able to show up and do what you got to do. JP said Valentina called Alexa a chance fighter. Yeah, that wasn't good to say that before the second fight too. That was not good. It was not good to say that. Just go in there and beat her. Just go in there and do what you got to do. Oh yeah, and what? There was another submission that I wanted to point out. It was a pretty shocking submission. This one here, man, from Invicta. Invicta didn't have too many cards this year, but Invicta 54, Danny McCormick getting a submission over Carolina Wojcik. I was shocked that night, man. I thought, man, it was just going to be like a brawl back and forth, but Wojcik, again, she kind of held back in this fight, man. She kind of held back in this one, man. Like, I don't know what Wojcik was doing again. I wanted to see more these two banging. Danny McCormick wasn't really like throwing like usual either. Like, she was trying to show this new clinch level, and I mean, it worked for her. So seeing Danny McCormick get a submission win to defend her belt, that was kind of a surprise. I thought, like I said, it might have been more of a brawl that she would win, but yeah, she went in there and got a submission and showing that she's been working on her game. And I guess she's trying to catch the eye of Dana White. Danny McCormick, she wants to get that contract too, so we'll see. But yeah, I thought that one was a pretty shocking one too in Invicta. But let's look at some knockouts from this year. Like I said, if you have any knockouts that y'all remember, feel free to put them in the comments. But I have mine that I have right here. Let me see. I got knockouts and finishes, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I got like 6 of them. Yeah, Tay said I'm not a fan of John Jones, but I know he's skillful. Yeah, because some things he don't do, some things he does that I can't stand. But yeah, when it comes down to his resume and his skill set, yes, best fighter in mixed martial arts. Okay. Boom. First knockout. Let's talk first finish, man. Macy Barber and Amanda Ebas. That was the first one on my list here. Zach Mojo, what's up? He said Amanda Ebas. Yeah, got to talk about this one. It was on my list. First one on my list. This one here, man. This was a brutal fight. This was a pretty brutal fight, man. Macy Barber, this girl got power, man. Like, serious power. Serious power. Looking back at like who she's fought and when she connects and the damage she does, even like in sparring, man. I told you Corey McKenna said Macy Barber gave her a concussion. Like, this girl has real power, like naturally heavy hands. And Macy Barber versus Amanda Ebas, like, I remember some people I said, I don't know if I can pick Amanda Ebas in this fight. I said, even if her chin does hold up, and her chin ain't as like chinny at 125, I said, I don't think she gonna win this one, man. I don't think she gonna win this one, but she gave it a good effort. She was connected on Macy. I mean, the first round, some back and forth action, but there was a point, whenever Macy Barber landed a hard elbow, and you could like hear it land. Ebas's trainer said that's where her orbital bone got broke. Like, when that elbow landed on her, Ebas's cheek, it was a real hard elbow. You could hear it, and he said that was the shot that kind of fractured her orbital bone. So when that happened, I said, man, it's just a matter of time. And with Ebas walking forward like she did against Marina Rodriguez, I said, man, this girl about to get knocked out. Plain and simple. I mean, she could probably take Barber down here and there, win another round, but if Barber continues to catch her, she's going to knock her out. And she caught her, man. Like, these head kicks, and then she started hitting with them right hands. Ebas did a good job of surviving. I'd say that. Like, she did. Like, she kept holding on, but she got knocked out, man. Like, the referee had to step in and stop that. It was going to be too brutal. Suffered a broken orbital bone in the fight. Yeah. Vicious fight, man. These girls were bloody in this one. This was a good one. Good finish. Yeah, Poliana Viana versus Virginia Fry. That's another good one. Poliana Viana landed that beautiful right hand. Put my girl Virginia Fry down for the count. Opening round, man. I was like, I was thinking we were gonna get at least a little bit of a chess match, but dang, man, she put her down. She put her down good. And we got to say this one, right? Andrade's coming easy. You know I was gonna put this up here. You knew I was gonna put this up here, easy. Andrade, I mean, her 5th fight this year, she capped it off right. You know, she capped it off right. Tried to erase them 3 fights in between with this one here. And you know, some people called this one. You know, I was just thinking Dern was gonna ride high and win this fight. But when you think about it, her style is her style is very stationary. Like Mackenzie Dern, straightforward and straight back. If she does move, you know, not heavy. I'm not saying she's heavy, but I'm just saying like she's very flat-footed. And when she does blitz in, she does it straight in. She don't angle out. She don't circle. Like Erin Blanchfield, you know, look at her fight. She's circling. You know, she's circling round and round, moving. And then she'll step in, take some of these punches, but she'll drown you. She'll smother you. But Mackenzie Dern, man, like she was getting hit clean. I mean, when she get dropped in the first round, and that right there shows you that, oh man, like with the way she's like stepping in and chin like up in the air. You hear the commentator saying, man, like chin's up in the air. She's gonna get hurt. And she did. Tay said Mackenzie fought a dumb fight. Why would you trade with Jessica? Yeah, like her thing should have been fighting off of her jab. You know, she had a longer reach and taking the fight to the ground, but she wanted to bang. And every time they exchanged, she couldn't take it. You know, every time she stepped in, she couldn't take the punch. See, Andrade could take her punch, but she couldn't take Andrade's. Like, look at what this left hook is doing to Dern's head right here. Dern's head don't even look like it's connected anymore. Like her head, it looks like it's really about to fly out the socket. You know, that's how hard like Andrade hits, especially when you coming forward. You know, when you stepping in like this, you doing half the job for it. So when you stepping in, you know, your head is destined to fly when you fight Andrade. So had to put this one on there. I mean, every time she stepped in there in that second round, boom, knockdown. Trade, boom, knockdown. Trade, boom, knockdown. The referee stops. I mean, she kept on rolling around, thinking Andrade was going to get on the ground with her, but nah, she did. She said, "Stand up, girl. We about to trade." You know, so yeah, that was a good knockout. Here's another. Y'all mentioned this one earlier, but yeah, I put this in here. This was a big finish, brutal finish. Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Waterson, really an unnecessary fight. Oh, before I talk about this one, no. We talk about it. Yeah, this one here, man, this was an unnecessary rematch, but it was a good watch. It was a good finish. Marina Rodriguez went in there and did what she did in the first round. Michelle tried to stay in the fight, trying to go for a takedown, but then Marina turned it up in that second, landed some vicious knees to this girl's forehead and face, and just put all types of combinations on her, man. Like Marina was on a mission. She didn't want to draw this one out for 5 rounds or 3 rounds this time. You know, she did what she was supposed to do. You know, you knew her from the first fight. Finish her off. Yeah. Yeah, Michelle took a lot of punishment in this one, Tay. Very nasty. Stomach turning almost. You could put this one in the Muggins of the year as well. Or Massacre. This was a Massacre of the year. You know, because it's one of them unnecessary ones. And then you see why we say it was an unnecessary rematch. You know what I mean? Like, you see, let's look at this beating this girl put on. Brutal, brutal, man, very brutal. Let's see. Oh yeah, and this too. We go ONE FC, man. I gotta give Stamp some credit. Stamp Fairtex, she had a good year, very good year. She actually got 2 finishes this year, but I had to put this one up here because I love body shots. Well, her other finish was a body shot, you know, but this one was a special body shot. I mean, the way she landed this kick and the reaction from Elise Anderson, yeah, I had to put this one on here for me. Liver kick, man. Kick that girl in the liver in the second round. Shoot, man, yeah, vicious, man. Yeah, I think Stamp fought like 3 times this year. Did like 3 fights this year. You know, she did some kickboxing and some MMA, but I like this one, man. I was just liking how she was throwing those body kicks, and she just kept targeting Elise Anderson's body to finally she landed this vicious one in the second round. And this girl couldn't do nothing but keel over, man. Very, very vicious. Yeah. Easy said Stan Fairtex would destroy Valentina in a striking match. Pure striking, man. Yeah, pure striking. Pure striking, you know, I might have to say Stamp is very violent, man. Like, that girl hits hard. Stamp truly hits hard. Yeah. She's truly she's vicious, man. Like pure striking. You know, Valentina might land some counters, but I think Stamp really hits the hurt, and Stamp could do some serious damage against Valentina if they did like Muay Thai or just pure striking battle. Stamp is a monster there. But yeah, I had to put this on here. Good second round body shot finish. And of course this goes up here. Gotta put this up here. Andrade stays on this list this year. This girl been active. Whether she knocking you out or getting knocked out. Gotta give Yan Xiaonan some credit here, man. Who didn't pick Yan Xiaonan to win this fight? I picked Yan to win this one. I said, you know, Yan's gonna win this fight. I was like, I think Yan's got the skills to do it. The blueprint's there. Yan's getting better. Yan's listening. So I said, let me go with Yan. And Yan did it, man. Yan knocked Jessica Andrade out. First round knockout. Good finish with this right hand. I mean, she kept running into this thing. And yeah, Tay, this is a good example of like how certain styles play into Andrade and showcases her power. But when you're dealing with a skillful fighter, somebody that got footwork, counterpunching abilities, it's a different story. It's a different story. And Yan said, nope, you going to sleep. And Andrade was fighting messy in this fight. Like, every time Yan would tag her, she kept running straight at her. And I'm like, what are you doing? Trying to get knocked out? I guess so. Right? So you definitely got to put this one on there. Andrade coming with 5 fights this year. That's gangster. Yeah, she did it. 5 fights. Won 2, lost 3. And none of them were bad fights. All of them were high-level fighters. So that stands for something. You know, Lauren Murphy, former title contender. She was experienced. Tatiana, Aaron, Yan, Mackenzie. They were all considered to be high-level somewhat, or some in favor to beat her. So some of them. But yeah, all 5 good fights. Good fighters. Yeah, she does the same thing over and over, Jessica. I be saying that in my videos. Yeah, I need to hear you do a video on that, Tay. Like, what? I'm gonna ask you this, Tay. I need to hear this in a video from you. What do you think she needs to do to improve at this stage of her career? That's the question I got for Tay for her next video. Like, what do you think she needs to do for her future, as far as her skills? Like, what do you think she need to do? Like, you know, somebody of her size and her frame, whether she fighting at 115 or 125, what does her approach need to be at this point? They gave Dern 4.5 striking in UFC 5 out of a 10. I I probably would have given her is 3 too low out of a 10, 4.5. It's below average though. It is below average. Oh, Zach said no out of 5. Oh, heck no. I'll give her a 1.7 before I give her 4.5. No, I give her a 2 point. I give her a 2.0, maybe a 2.1 out of a 5. I ain't giving her no 4.5 out of no 5. If hers is a 4.5 out of a 5, then somebody like Valentina's or even Manon needs to be like a 10. No way. And this last fight should have improved it. It should have proved that. Like, did they not watch did they not watch her fights? I don't know. Easy said Andrade is too set in her ways to change her style. She would have made adjustments if she wanted to. Yeah, that's true. That is true at this point. Does anybody play UFC 5? I haven't. I haven't. I haven't played it. Everett is a 2.5 tops. Exactly. Yeah, she could put a combination together, but her range and her footwork is what really takes away. That's why she misses so much. And that's why in her balance, she'd be falling over too much. Yeah, but she could put a combination together. Like if she got you in the corner, she could put a combination together. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this was one of my favorite knockouts, but I got to put this one up here. This is the big one, man. Well, not as far as like levels, but it was a killer knockout, man. This was kind of like a career-changing knockout. To me, this was kind of like a career-changing knockout because the damage that was landed after, man. Denise Gomes getting knocked out by Yasmin Harigi in the first round, man. This thing was over before you know it. It was over before you knew it, man. Like, and I said in this fight too, like going into this fight, like I want to see Yasmin fight off of a jab. I say that about a lot of fighters because you know what? You should fight off of a jab. That lack of a jab really cost her. And it's always trying to lead and go for that crowd pleasing style. It's not good. It's going to take years off your career. Get you cut, get you hurt, all of that. So I was thinking we were going to see a banger, but I figured that she was going to try her best to adjust and fight a little bit smarter. But she ran right in. Denise Gomes didn't even have to try. She planted this right hand right here, hurt her, put her back down, and the ref kind of let it keep going. She ate a lot of punches too, and that's where I think the scary part was. That was the scary part when she was down like that. I was like, uh-oh, this girl's about to get hurt, and referee stops it. She looks hurt, man. So had to put this one on it. This was a nasty one. Lack of defense, man. Lack of defense is her problem in this fight. Because even Joanna, like Joanna takes punches, but even she'll like pick her wars. Like you see, Joanna didn't fight no war with Andrade like that, right? She fought when she had to, but did you ever see Andrade go? Did you ever see Jessica Andrade land clean on Joanna in that fight? Now she landed some, but she never like landed clean because Joanna didn't jump right in. Like Joanna was fighting off of a calf kick and a long jab in that fight. But this level here just shows you like there's no defense there. There was no defense in this fight. So to me, I'm like, if that's not corrected now, then she's gonna have problems. Like she has good takedown defense, and she has good speed and she's young and strong, but like when it comes down to her defense, yeah, that'll cost you. Yeah, Marcus, yeah. Defense, man. Defense is gonna be a problem. Defense is is lacking there. But it was a beautiful knockout. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it right now. I want to watch it real quick. Oh, Happy New Year, BJ. BJ, what's going on, man? BJ, what is up? We're spending this New Year's indoors. Ain't nothing out there I want to see tonight. Tay Tay said, I'm going to make a video about it soon. Plus, head movement should be a part of her game plan. She don't move her head. Plus, she don't know how to cut off the cage. No, she don't. She don't. Yeah, Happy New Year, man. Put that right there. Happy New Year from No Filter MMA. Make sure y'all subscribe to both Tay Tay and BJ. Definitely, get some good information, and always hold good conversation when it comes to MMA as well. But let me see here. Anybody sneak that one on YouTube? I don't want to watch it. It's too brutal. And I don't feel like looking for it. No, I know it's on ESPN Plus, but I ain't even gonna pull it up right now. It takes too long. But yeah, Denise Gomes versus Yasmin Hariri. That was probably like the eye-opening knockout. Oh no, hold on. There is a this one. This one sound like a kiss of death. I know y'all heard. Who missed this one? Got to put this on there. Amber Lee Brock versus what was her name? Jendrova, Martina Jendrova. Oh my goodness, man. Martina Jendrova, man. You know what? I called this one too. As the fight was going on, as I was watching it, just like if I was in her corner, I was watching it. And every little thing Jendrova was doing, I was like, I don't like her being out here on the outside like this. I said, the more she stays out here, the more she's open for a head kick. And as soon as I said it, she got kissed on the face right there. So yeah, this, I think, well, if you want to separate it by like strikes, okay. Denise Gomes, best punch knockout, but best head kick knockout is Librock. Yeah, is it Librock? Amber Librock? I'm gonna give it to her when it comes to head kick this year, because this one, ooh man, this was vicious. And like as she went down, you could just see Jendrova's eyes like gone, man. Vicious knockout, vicious one. You can actually find this one on there. PFL's posting it everywhere. So hold on. Yeah, BJ said Librock is tough. Started off good this year, had a couple of losses, but yeah, she's a tough one, man. She's fought Megan Anderson, all of them girls, so she's a tough one. Yeah, here it is. Hold on. Just a second. Let me turn this commercial down. Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness. Listen to that. Goodness. I know y'all had to hear that, man. That was a crazy knockout, man. The way that thing landed, man, the sound it made, it was right on the money, man. So yeah, that was definitely, you don't get those too much in WMMA, but when you do, you got to cherish them, man. You got to. Those are good ones. So yeah, those are some good finishes. What were some good fights this year, though? Let me see. What did y'all think were some good fights? I got my list here. What do y'all think? What fights did y'all enjoy? I enjoyed this fight, Bellator. Denise Gomes, not Denise Gomes, but Denise Kielholtz and Samiko Inaba. I enjoyed this fight. This was a pretty good stand-up fight. Kielholtz, she's always putting on action. She likes to fight. Inaba, still young. Well, I won't say like young, as far as age, she's in her 30s, but as far as like what she's bringing to the table, I think that, still a little new to this level of skill, but there was some good action in this fight. They were throwing down in this fight. They were going back and forth. I can watch this fight again. Definitely a fight I can watch again. Good one. Very good. Don't know, like I said, if Denise Kielholtz makes right moves and changes, I think she could get to that title shot again. Inaba, maybe work on her defense as well a little bit more. Yeah, Marcus said he enjoyed that fight as well. Okay, Easy said Kill disappoints me. She should be better than what she is. Her kickbox very elite. I agree. Yeah, like I enjoy as an action fighter, but she should be better than she is. Like her takedown defense should be much better. Sometimes she gets drawn into grappling, and that's what kind of cost her some W's. Cost her some W's. Oh yeah. Efren said that whooping that Gomes put on Bruno Brazil. That was another one. I know BJ was trying to pick Samiko Inaba to beat Denise Killholz. He was hating on my girl Denise, but Denise got that victory. Yeah, man. She got that victory. All right, BJ. That's it. What's another good fight I watched this year? Let me go through this little list here. Oh yeah. This was a good fight. These were good fights right here. Bruno Brazil and no, not Bruno Brazil. Freak. Bruna Ellen and Laura Ioane. I'm gonna put this right here because BJ trolling. He said I really thought Samiko won. Okay. Yeah, Bruna Ellen and Laura Ioane. That was a good fight. They were in there scrapping. I mean, every still you look at of them, their faces were just like distorted because they were all connecting with these crazy punches. They were throwing heavy. In this fight. There was a lot of action in this one to me. Who did I pick? Did I pick Bruna Ellen? Yeah, I thought it was a good competitive fight though, but still really good action-packed fight. Oh yeah, that one contender series fight. Oh yeah, the two girls that got signed, the two flyweights. That was a good fight too. Look at that. I can't remember their names either, Marcus. But yeah, that was a good fight. And this fight here, I know some people probably forgot about. This was good. It was an Invicta fight. It was early in the year. Amanda Maciosi and Sayuri Cannon on the right. That was a good fight. Amanda Maciosi lost that fight, but it was an action-packed fight. This one on the right here, it was an Invicta 52 fight, and it was a good one. Maciosi and Cannon, they were throwing down. They was in a war, and Maciosi like she'd been in a dog fight, but that was a good one. Everyone says Sandra Sukar versus Victoria. Is that Suzuka? And KSW. Oh, okay. I missed that. I'm gonna have to go back and check that fight. I heard good things about that. Yeah, Lipsky Aldridge. Lipsky Aldridge was a good fight. I actually forgot to put it on the list, but yeah, Lipsky Aldridge was a good fight this year. I like Mackenzie Stiller. She fought again this year against that girl Chiara Pinko. That was a good fight. Who else? Oh yeah, this fight. What did y'all think of this? This was a good fight. You got everything in. You had punches, you had hair pulling. Thanks to Jasmine Jazzy Vicious. Yeah, Jasmine versus Tracy Cortez. This was a good fight. Tracy Cortez improved in her striking. I thought she might have had trouble with the pressure, but yeah, she was strong enough to go in there and put hands on Jasmine. Yeah, it was a good fight. That was a good action-packed fight. And yeah, Cortez definitely improved in her striking. When you're dealing with that type of girl like Jasmine, boy, they get vicious, man. She was in there trying to pull hair. I think this is the picture too. See how she has the back of Tracy Cortez's neck? She about to pull one of them braids. See how she has that hair? She about to pull one of them braids right there. She was hair pulling, boy. So yeah, it was good, man. It was a good fight. But yeah, I like the Lipsky and Aldridge fight too. When we talking action though, I watched this one the other night again, man. This was a good fight. Melissa Dixon and Russian Ronda. This was a good fight. Brian said, what's the topic? I had to step away. Oh, we talking about good fights of 2023. Just good action-packed fights in 2023. Really good fights that you enjoyed. I enjoyed this one. When you put these two together, shoot, man. I mean, Melissa Dixon, kind of reminds me of JoJo a little bit. I don't know why, but she got a better ground game, I'd say. Definitely did better on the ground, because she was put in some judo situations, but she was able to maneuver and uh, take over and just transition the top position multiple times. Got the back of our Irina Alekseeva. But Irina Alekseeva put her down in the first round. Dropped her hard, man. Dropped her hard, but she took it well and was putting hands. I mean, this girl, Melissa Dixon, she was putting a good jab in the face of Irina. I mean, it might be the hairstyle of Irina where she had that lame-most hair where it just be popping and reacting to every punch. But that's how hard she was getting hit. Like her head, she was getting her head snapped back. Melissa Dixon busted up and bloodied in this fight, but yeah, she came back from that knockdown and put on a good fight. It was a good war between these two. Yeah, this Russian Ronda girl, she's fun to watch though. A little limited when it comes to her striking, her defense as well, but she'll throw, and when she connects, she can put you down. So I'd like to see the one of them in there with Josiane Nunes next, though. That'd be good. Yeah. Brian said Macy Barber and Andrea Lee was a good fight. Yeah, that was a good fight. It was a good fight. And of course, we gotta give this one a lot of credit. Aldana Rosa, they capped the year off nicely. They put in some work, man. I don't think Irina did herself justice as far as like showing that she's ready for a title shot again or to be a contender. But she won a lot of fans over with this style. I know that style don't really give you longevity in the game, but she kind of needed to rebound. Hopefully in her next performance, she doesn't go all out like this and take a beating. Because, I mean, Irina's thigh looked like a roll of salami, man. Like it looked like like one of those rolls of pepperoni. After taking like 60 to 70 leg kicks and inside thigh kicks, like that thing really looked like a roll of pastrami or something, man. Like her leg was bruised up on the inside. So hopefully she don't make a habit of fighting like that, though. Every now and then you got to do a war, but not if you're trying to climb for the belt. So hopefully she doesn't keep doing that. But yeah, we fresh off this fight, man. This was good, man. Good action. All right. And you know what? I do comeback of the year. I did a comeback of the year, and I gotta say shout out to Veronica Hardy. I think we all kind of counted her out. I did as well, but she had a decent year. She came back, built up her confidence with 2 good wins. She's been out the game for like 3 years. Been gone since 2020. Came back in 2023. Beat the Contender Series winner. Showed how limited she was compared to her, and she put on a good striking clinic. And then she beats Jamie Lynn too. Somebody that moved down to fight her, another up and comer. So Veronica Hardy's putting together some decent wins, and she showed that she's still in the game. We can't count her out completely. Like she's 28 years old. And I know in like one interview, she was saying that, her husband was saying that she's ready for the title, but I like her way of thinking. Like she still doesn't feel like she's there yet. And I think taking it step by step, the way she speaks on it lets us know that she knows the hard work and understands that there's hard work that has to be put in. So if somebody thinks like that, one day she could probably get there. One day Veronica Hardy could probably get there because she understands that mountain is still far off. You know what I mean? Like the top of the mountain still far off. She understands that. So if she keeps on working like she's doing, she could get there. But if not, I still think, she's a pretty decent fighter. Rennery said her husband is training with her well. I love their show together. Okay. Lolita said, what about Corey McKenna? Yeah, Corey McKenna been in action for a little bit. I don't know what's going on with her. I think she got married and stuff, but let's see what's up with her, man. Yeah. And who else did it? Yeah. So comeback. Yeah, I definitely give her the comeback of the year because she did well. Dog of the year, I'm gonna give that to Amanda Ebos, man. I'm gonna give that to Amanda Ebos because she fought 3 good fights this year too. She fought 3 good fights. She showed how tough she is and resilience. For somebody that I feel is chinny, she stays in it, and she's kind of been pushing that out the door now, showing that she's gonna be a problem. Hopefully, if she works on her defense as well. Yeah, I give Amanda Ebos dog of the year because she kicked it off right. She beat Viviana Araujo pretty convincingly, right? Then she fights Macy Barber. She's in the fight, gets finished, doesn't really want to finish because, she's still in it. The referee stops her. And then she has a good fight with Luana Pinheiro, finishes the year off with a knockout over Luana Pinheiro, So, yeah, as I say, Amanda Boss proved to be a dog this year, man, for sure. Oh, yeah, Lolita said another fight. Okay, yeah, Dumont versus Chandler. Wow, forgot about that too. Yeah, there's so many fights happening this year. Yeah, that had a good build-up. I mean, Norma Dumont, Chandler, they were going at it. And, it's put the highlight reel on there. She made Chandler run in the fight, so that's been kind of the highlight of that fight. But yeah, that was a good performance by Dumont now. She put on a good performance there. Lolita said Corey versus Mora. Mora's a good fighter. Yeah, Mora's a good fighter. Corey McKenna, she's been out for a while. I think it's a dangerous fight for her. Easy said Eileen Perez says she wants Dumont. I got Dumont all the way. Why don't Eileen Perez take that short notice? Norma Dumont just lost her opponent, Yana Kunitskaya, Yana Santos. Put in Eileen Perez then. Melissa Dixon. Oh, Melissa Dixon. Yeah, Melissa Dixon, that's a good fighter. Yeah, Melissa Dixon's good. Yeah. BJ said Ebos dog of the year. Yeah, man, she's dog of the year, man. She's dog of the year, man. Got to be, man, because she fought 3 good fights this year. He didn't of course, the Macy Barber, she didn't win that one, but she was in the fight. So yeah, man, gotta give her dog of the year, man. All right. Who I got as far as like look out for the year? All right, these are fighters I think we just need to look out for the year on different levels, like on all levels. I think we're gonna get some good fights from these fighters, and I think some of these fighters are gonna be fighting for the belt. Maybe one of them might even win the belt. We'll see. Fighters we got to look out for. Fatima Klein, she just won a belt. Cage Fury, flyweight. I think she's gonna move back down to strawweight. But I think she's one to look out for, whether she gets signed to the UFC this year or not. But yeah, she's definitely one that I think is on the come up, and we gotta look out for her. Just keep an eye on her. She's one of them fighters. Aaron and Manon, gotta look out for them this year because however their fight turns out, I believe they're gonna be fighting for the belt. And I think they're gonna be around in the top 5, top 10 for a while. Chanel Dyer with the PFL, she's a young talent too. She's been looking good. I like the action she's bringing to the table. She's still growing, but I think look out for her this year. She's gonna add a few more W's to her resume, and who knows where she'll fight next. You know, she's she's kind of moved around, but yeah, she's one to look. She's one to look for. Dakota Ditcheva, you know, just won her PFL flyweight belt. I know that's not like this major award because the level of fighter she's been fighting, but I think she'll be fighting either some of the Bellator fighters. Zalman said, "Where is Dakota?" She's right there with the peace sign in the belt. Or do you mean where she's at? She's in PFL, right? He said, "Where's Dakota?" Like, she's right there looking at you with the peace sign in the belt. Yeah, so I think Dakota Ditcheva is definitely one that it could be an up or down year, but this is the year we got to look out to see where she gets tested. You know, like tested on the ground, tested on the feet. You know, like what's it going to be? Like, where's her problems going to be at? Or if not, let's say if they sign Jennifer Maya Tyler Santos, like, will she be able to handle those fighters? You know, got to see. So, yeah, all levels, look out for Aaron, look out for Manon, look out for Tima, Chanel Dyer, Dakota Ditcheva. And I don't mean just like in the long run, I'm just saying this year. Like, watch them this year because they've been making a lot of noises, especially Aaron. I ain't gonna lie. Aaron made a lot of noise this year. You know, Manon wasn't as active. She had one fight against Rose. You know, her injury kept her out. But when you mean like the higher level, Aaron Blanchfield's like one to really look out for because I mean she did she got some good wins this year. You know, Andrade and Tyler Santos, those are really good wins for her. You know, those are really good wins this year. But overall, yeah, good. Those are some good fighters right there. You know, especially on the come up. You know, I like what Chanel Dyer brings too. You know, she's kind of bringing some action. All right. Let's see. And when it comes down to it, I think, you know, we all have to just say when you talk a high level fighter of the year, I would, you know, I always got to give Stamp credit, but when you say fighter of the year, got to be Alexa Grasso, right? I mean, she fought the best fighter and finished the best fighter this year, right? So I can really top that, right? If Irene Aldana would have finished Amanda Nunes, then it would be between them two, right? When you go in there and do something that big this year, it's got to be either one of them, man. Grasso, I put Stamp up here again because, you know, I'm a Stamp fan. And Stamp, you know, she's a 3 discipline champ now. You know, what is that? Kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA. You know, that's a lot of good work. That's a lot of good work from her. You know, a lot of years of work put in to be able to do that. So capturing her 3rd belt this year, you know, that was good work. So, you know, I think Stamp is a 3-sport champion though. Yes, 6. That's why I say I got to put her up here again. You know, I think I did last year, but I got to mention her too side by side with Grasso because the UFC is MMA, but ONE FC is grappling, it's kickboxing, it's Muay Thai, it's MMA, it's mixed rules. You know, she shows that she can adjust to everything. You know, she's shown that she can adjust to everything and be disciplined in different sports. So, you know, just fighter of the year, you know, I would put her up there. Easy said, yeah, Grasso was my fighter of the year. Dakota Ditcheva is my prospect of the year. Okay. Yeah, Grasso, though, yeah, what she did, yeah, fighter of the year. Just when it comes down to just pure MMA, I mean, especially when we counted her out. I counted her out against Valentina. You know, I thought Valentina was going to win, but like everybody, a lot of people did, you know. So yeah, Grasso's fighter of the year. 6 is Stamp and Weili, my top WMMA fighters right now. Yeah, Stamp's always mine. I've always enjoyed her as just a fighter, period. Okay, 3 fights I want to see this year. 3 fights I want to see in 2024. And feel free to share yours in the comment section, but I'm going to give you my 3 right now. These are 3 fights that I need to see this year in 2024. regardless of it being a title fight, title eliminator. I don't care. I don't care. I want to see these 3 fights this year. All right. I got 3 fights that I want to see in 2024, and they can happen. Whether they were to lose, their upcoming fight, it could still happen this year because I'm talking like some point in 2024. All right. Where do I start? My first fight, I could do more, but I'm going to do 3. I'll start with the lower weight. Let's get it out of the way. I know a lot of people think I don't want to see this fight, but I want to see this fight. Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Long time coming. I want to see this happen this year. I want to see this happen in 2024. I just want to see Yan Xiaonan get her shot. If Yan Xiaonan doesn't, then it should be Suarez, but it looks like Yan will get her shot. If Yan Xiaonan beats Weili, I know it doesn't sound as interesting, but I want to see this fight. I really do want to see this fight. I'm just going by who got there first, but I'm not saying that this is a bad fight because I think Yan should. They're all good fights, but this is one that is a long time coming. I just want it to be squared out fair. I want it to be fair and square how she gets to it. That's all. But yeah, this is a good fight. I want to see this happen at some point. I want to see how far Weili's wrestling has really gone. When you take on somebody this dominant, this physically strong, like Suarez, best wrestler in strawweight division or WMMA, I think. So put her in there. Let's see how far Suarez has evolved. Like, can Suarez throw a couple strikes to set up takedowns if he needs to? Can she hurt Weili on the feet? Can Weili hurt her on the feet? Can Weili outlast her? Can she outlast her with the gas department? I don't know. Just a lot of good things going about this fight, So, yeah, this is a good one. I'd love to see this fight. Yeah, for sure. And second fight I like to see, I don't care. Look, if Manon beats Aaron, I want to see this fight. I don't care, win or lose. Like, if she loses to Manon or however it goes, I don't care. If she gets her title shot, loses, I want to see this fight. If she beats Grasso this year, I want to see her defend her belt against Maycee Barber. However this works out, win or lose this year, I need to see Erin Blanchfield and Maycee Barber go ahead and make this thing happen. Because right now, Erin is 6-0 in the UFC. Maycee's on a 5-0 win streak. Maybe about to be 6-0 herself. If she wins against Chikagan. But this fight is a long time coming because I actually think Erin wants it more. No, not to Maycee, because, like I said, Maycee, she's a threat to me. Maycee's on my quadruple threat because that's how good she is. But I'm just being honest. I think there's one fighter that wants it more in this situation. I think Erin actually wants it a little. She would take it first. Let me put it that way. I never really heard Maycee say that she wanted to fight Erin or anybody like that. And that's just me. But if you put them in there, Maycee will fight. They both have that same kind of attitude. They both have that go get them gritty attitude about them. But, there's been things said on both sides, both of these fighters, and they don't get too out of hand with it because they know talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. They rather fight. Yeah, BJ says a banger for sure. And yeah, Macy's coming, so I need to see it this year. Like, the questions in this fight. Can Maycee stop Erin's takedowns? Can she stop her clinch game? Can Erin take Maycee's power? Who wins the clinch battles? Who's going to win in the clinch here? I think the clinch fighting is going to be something fierce and beautiful to watch. A lot of people are going to think clinch fighting is boring, but going to be boring. But the clinch fighting between Erin and Maycee is going to be crazy. I can see Aaron trying to pin Macy to the cage and Macy trying to drop elbows on her and maybe busting Aaron's nose and Aaron reacting to that, getting her down, putting Macy on her back. How does Macy get up? So when you just put two styles like this together, like, not only have like similar frames, but they are kind of like the same, weight a little bit and frames. I think that they're just, and they both like to, really get physical in there. It would be an interesting fight, man. I think it's a good matchup. So I just think it needs to happen at some point this year, man. Aaron and Macy, for sure. And last but not least, I want to go ahead and see this. I want to go ahead and see this fight, win or lose on both sides. Again, like if Grasso's going to beat the Bullet again, and say if Manon was to lose to Aaron, or if Manon won the belt, defend her belt against Valentina Shevchenko. I think that style-wise here, this is kind of what they both been wanting to do at some point. Valentina said she wanted to fight Manon whenever she had the belt. She thought it was going to be Manon, but she was hurt. So they had to fight Grasso. Valentina said that she looked good and she was ready to fight. She liked that style. Manon's going on record to say she feels like she's the better striker and she could outstrike Valentina and win that fight. Hey, make it happen this year. Again, like I said, whoever they would win or lose to, I think these two would be a good fight. It'd be a good matchup. It won't be as crazy as like, of course, it won't be as like bloody and action packed like Aaron versus Macy. But for me, striking, I love it. I love to see this fight. That would be a good striking matchup. I think it would be a good chess match, but there'd be some explosive moments in there. And, Valentina, she's always got that ground game and strength to go to. So this would be a test for Manon to see how far Manon's gotten in her grappling. And we'll see if her takedown defense is effective against Valentina. Like, will she get lifted off the ground, or will she be able to stay on her feet? Will she be able to get off her back if Valentina puts her down? We'll see. So that'd be a good fight. That's a good fight to me. These are some interesting matchups I like to see happen this year. And with the way they stayed active, the flyweights, I think we'd see some. We're going to see at least one of these. We're going to see at least Aaron and Macy, or we're going to see Valentina and Manon. But I still don't know if we'll see Weili and Suarez, though, because if Weili's talking about Grasso, I don't know, man. I don't know. So we'll see. But that's all I got, man. That's a pretty long show. We talked about a lot, and it ain't even 2 hours though. Dang. But yeah, that's been a year though, man. That's been the year 2023, and I didn't even talk about all the fights. So it hasn't been a bad fight year. It hasn't been a bad fight year for WMMA. I thought it was pretty decent, y'all. Every level to me, I think, has been interesting. The underground girls, the upcoming girls, the ranked girls, the champions. It's been a good card. Yeah, Robot Chick said great fight for Macy and Aaron. Yeah, I think that's a good fight. Hard to call. Very hard to call because there's some of those questions, like I said, that can't be answered. But yeah. Yeah, good show, y'all. Good conversation tonight. I just hope that 2024 continues the way 2023 did, and I think it will, because as long as a lot of these fighters ask for fights, we'll get a good year. We're kicking the year off right? Well, no, we already lost 2 fights, but hey, that's a bantamweight division. So, anyways, but we're kicking the fight year off right. We got Jasmine versus Cachoeira. That's a banger. We got Natalia Silva and Viviana Araujo. Got Caitlin Chikagan and Barber, Manon and Aaron. Karine Silva and Lauren Murphy. So, you're going to get some action this year. Weili's not lined up for Jan yet. We got Suarez Lemos. So we get a lot of good fights this year. UFC 300 hasn't really been announced, but we need to put, They need to start putting that card together, start getting us hype. I know it's like 4 months away, but still, right? And Brian said zombie versus zombie. Yeah, that's gonna be a banger. Jasmine's kind of like a wall too. That girl keeps on coming. So yeah, good fights this year. But do you think, I'm gonna ask y'all this before I go? Do you think the belts stay in the same hands? Like, who are the champs going to be in 2024? Do you think Grasso finishes the year or keeps a belt this year? Does Weili keep her belt? I think Weili has a better chance of keeping her belt than Grasso. I'll put it that way, just because of the competition level. Who wins at 135? Man, I think Rocky still got enough to win. I think Rocky still has enough to win over Mayra Bueno Silva, but that's just me. I think she has that skill, but I think she does, but will she? That's a different question. Weili's going to claim the flyweight belt for 2024. She'll hit double champ status. When she does that, do you think she'll move back down or what? Easy said Aaron will be 125-pound champ in 2024. He said, book it. It's very possible, man. It's very possible. Lolita said Aaron and Macy. Yeah, that's a good fight. Aaron and Kareem's a good fight. No bad fights. No bad fights at 125. No bad fights at 125. Brian said no. PJ said nope. Oh, about Weili. Yeah, Weili's not gonna. I don't think Weili's gonna do the double champ thing either. Suarez dethrones Weili before the third. Oh boy. Mayweather Pacquiao's on. Oh boy. I don't know if I even want to see that. That's like 8 years past for a rematch. Yeah, no bad fights at 125. No, there's no bad fights at 125. There's a lot of reruns at 115, but yeah. Ooh, we got a few people making predictions here. Weili defends both belts in 2025, and Easy E said Casey O'Neill gets cut in 2024. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Lolita said, "What if Aaron catches Natalia's leg? If she catches her leg, she has to be careful that she doesn't get hit with them right hands from Natalia Silva. Because if you grab that leg, she can still hit you with them right hands, but Aaron's going to have to go straight to the ground with her." I'm going to go ahead and throw it out here. How about Natalia Silva versus Kareem Silva in a rubber match down the road? That would determine the number one contender. Rubber match, you think? This year coming up, I don't know if I want to see them fight yet. I don't really want to see them two fight yet. Yeah, I'll have to kind of wait to see Natalia and Kareem, line up together. Suarez back to the drawing board when Weili destroys her. Dang. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I was trying to figure. Yeah, rubber match. You mean after they fought 2 times, Marcus? Like rubber match, they never fought before, right? Yeah, if they match the Silver Girls, I'll stop watching. Yeah, I don't want to see them matched up yet until somebody gets a belt. Easy said he has Lipsky over Cortez. Cortez is not active enough for him. Okay. It would be kind of, like, depending on how Lipsky loses, it would be kind of like, wow, because, she's been putting in a lot of work too. Like, not saying Cortez hasn't, but we've been seeing, like, the process with Lipsky. To see Lipsky grow over the years, like, I was impressed with how she's been able to do that. Which fighters at this time in WMMA should make the best super fight? Would make the best super fight? Honestly, there's really not a super fight for WMMA like that. Like, there's really no Rondas and Hollies right now. I mean, like, when I'm thinking like super fight, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, Titan versus Titan. Like, I don't really think we have a super fight until somebody owns their division. Catchaware versus Natalia Silva. Yeah, I got Natalia Silva in that. Yeah, next year, another fight. Cyborg Pacheco. That's another fight. Shoot, Cyborg versus Kayla. Go ahead and get that out the way. They've been talking a lot of mess, so let's make that happen. But I'm done, y'all. I'm hungry. I made some homemade tacos and stuff, and I'm ready to go ahead and throw down on that. Cooked it. I ain't even eat none yet. I got to do that. Running said, I want Tate versus Home in 2024. Yeah, go ahead and put that on UFC 300. Go ahead and make that thing happen. Right? But on that note, y'all, I want everybody to have a happy and safe new year. And I appreciate everybody that's, been sticking it out this year, even when I had to have some downtime. Yeah, definitely appreciate, everybody old and new. Old and new, appreciate all y'all coming through. Always, listening to our conversations and rants. Even when BJ comes on, our back and forth debates over the flyweight division or whatever. And just to know, we got more of that coming this year, right? we still got more of that. BJ said this year has been tough. Thanks for everybody's continued support. Yeah, man. Thanks for the support from everybody. I mean, I know it's been rough for you, BJ. It's been a rough one for me, man. Like, we still ain't out the storm, but that's what it is right now. So, like always, make sure y'all subscribe. Subscribe on all platforms where you listen to podcasts and stuff like that. And yeah, this year, man, I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more focused. Well, it always is focused on WMMA over here, But I'm just saying, like, I put it out there more as a WMMA show now, just so everybody starts tuning in more. If you want to know where to hear WMMA, yeah, sure, come over here. We'll talk about it. Yeah, 2024 is here in about another 2 hours, y'all. So I'm gonna spend it with my tacos. And we get these things in. Yeah, appreciate that. Be Will. And yeah, next year we're gonna be doing more of the same, maybe a few new things. I'm gonna get on here a little bit more on camera too with BJ, man. We gotta start debating a little bit more because we got this flyweight division coming up too. We're gonna be arguing about some fights because that's what we do. All right. On that note, y'all, happy New Year. I'm out. FC, what's up, man? You just came in the building. He said, thanks, Combo and chat, for your work. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, for sure. And BJ said he'll be on live tomorrow, so tune in there and subscribe. I started to do a link tonight, but I said, man, I'll do all the talking tonight. I was just a little tired, and now I'm hungry. We'll save that for next year, y'all. On that note, Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Happy New Year.